Okay.
Action. So I need to vent a little bit about being in LA for how long has it been? 12 hours?
12 hours, yeah.
Maybe a little longer, maybe like 15 hours.
Okay.
Our Airbnb, the moment we open up the door,
even before that, in the Uber,
just coming out.
I know. In the Uber, you were like, I have a bad feeling.
Yeah. I was like, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I've got a bad feeling about this. So, yeah. Thankfully, we got the nice hotel, but we're a little...
And the shower.
We're a little tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the shower.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about the shower.
We won't talk about the shower.
The audience does not need to know that.
Okay. We got in at 11 p.m. So that's why we're tired, because we went to the Airbnb. 0 out of 10. Not a 10.
Oh, wow. Not a 10?
Not a 10.
That's surprising.
That's the first non-10.
All right.
Hotel, 10.
So that's how you know if something's bad, if it's not a 10.
Yeah.
For Gabby Gons.
Yeah. That's my scale.
This is your first time hanging out in LA too, or no?
No, I was here for LA Fashion Week in March.
Hanging out though. Like we don't really have too many plans. This was kind of the plan. We just podcast.
Yeah.
Dabble around.
Just explore. Because everyone says there's so much to do in LA. There's so many connections. Like we do know a lot of people here, but I don't get living here, honestly.
The traffic's really, really bad. I mean, this was 3 miles away from our hotel. It took us 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's like New York in that sense where it's just...
Yeah, there's a lot.
Not enjoyable to get around. But here it's...
Weather's so nice, though.
I was about to say, it's beautiful out. It's been so nice out.
Vegas was nice.
Vegas was perfect.
This time of year.
Yeah.
Like mid-September in Vegas.
Yeah.
Wow.
We kept saying we were forgetting we were in a desert because it was just blue skies the entire time. But then the Venetian's so nice. It feels like a cruise ship. It doesn't feel like a real place.
Yeah. I think I walked outside twice. Well, besides the pool.
Okay.
With the pool 4 times.
Yeah.
In like 5 days, walked outside. You don't need to go outside, which is a little bit concerning, but
that's how like casinos are. No clocks.
No windows.
No windows. They get you. But we didn't gamble.
We didn't.
We didn't gamble once.
Actually we didn't.
Not even on the fight. We didn't bet on the fight. We didn't play slots. We didn't play roulette.
My issue with gambling is that I always lose. And I hate losing.
Okay, fair.
I hate losing more than I love winning.
Okay. All right.
I think winning should be the expectation. You expect to win. When you win, everything goes according to plan.
Yeah.
When you lose, something's wrong.
Well, the thing with gambling too is I know a lot of people will literally keep a book of their like lifetime gambling record. Yeah. At least in South Florida, there's a lot of people.
I don't know how you can be that organized.
No, they do it though. And every night they document how much they lost, how much they won, and they keep like a running tab, I guess, of
That's probably
winnings.
responsible.
Yeah.
That's gambling responsibly.
Yeah.
Like what they say.
And then, gamble responsibly.
Yeah. So how has it been the last month and a half for you? I think that's how I started out the first podcast.
I think so.
So what's it been like?
What's it been like? And I was like,
it's been a month and a
half.
Right?
I guess so.
Ish.
Yeah. Let's call it a month and a half.
Yeah.
Went to Europe for the first time.
Congrats. That was really awesome.
Thanks.
Oh,
With you.
Yeah.
No, it was really amazing. I've really been wanting to get to Europe for a while. I know I'm young, but I was always interested in studying abroad or doing something, just going over there, seeing the culture. I've been to South America a few times, really loved that, seeing the differences over there. Europe's just another level, though. Obviously, we went to London, see UK. It's like, it's a dabble. It's not really.
It's a dabble.
It's not. Like, you lived in Italy, so very different.
It's in Italy, it's a much slower pace of life. Well, southern Italy. Northern Italy is a little more.
You were telling me they shut down for like 2 hours?
Yeah, siesta.
It's crazy.
They have their wine, they go to the beach, they have their family time, take a nap, and they open right back up.
Gosh.
But the roads don't open back up. You just walk around the city. Just so nice. So London was really cool. I do wish there was more seasoning on the food. I posted a story and it was like, hey guys, where's the seasonings on this fish and chips? And people were like,
tartar sauce.
Yeah, let's use tartar sauce and vinegar. I'm like, those are sauces, guys. This isn't seasoning. I'm from the South. You got to put some seasoning. You got to have some flavor, some oomph in every single thing that you have. Like,
yeah. We were saying the fish tasted like mashed potatoes in the fish and chips. Hopefully I don't get hate for that, but I don't care. It did. That's what it tasted like. It tasted like mashed potatoes. Granted, we went to like 2 different places. That was it. Maybe there's better fish and chips at different places.
The pies, though. The
So
chicken
good.
bacon leek
Yes.
pie. It was like a chicken
Yes.
pot pie.
Really 10.
I had to warn my mom because my mom makes a mean chicken pot pie.
And it was better than hers?
I didn't
So
say
close?
Mom, she's putting words in my mouth. No, it was up there. It was up there with it.
Okay.
Nothing
Yeah.
beats mom's chicken pot pie.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You have yet to try it? We'll
know.
probably make a whole documentary on it because it's a
Okay.
life-changing experience.
Okay. I'm
really is.
excited.
It really
Does she make
is.
it for Thanksgiving or she just makes it?
So
Casually.
we were talking about this. Holidays, I feel like in our families are a little bit different
Yes. We could talk about that because people were asking about that.
because it is almost holiday season.
Yeah.
It's pre-holiday
Wow.
season.
Yeah, wow. I mean, we did do a Halloween ad already.
It was a last-minute Halloween ad, Gab.
Last minute Halloween ad in September.
Yeah,
Casual.
couldn't. Yeah, I'm so happy we found Walmart and got
Right
our
away.
costumes.
Like, yeah, we needed that.
Yeah. So Thanksgiving though,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I spearheaded a new movement
Okay.
within my close family.
Okay.
Instead of doing the turkey and the mashed potatoes and everything, I love a good Thanksgiving meal, but
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan on turkey.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll get a bunch of like barbecue or just everybody picks something that they want and
Okay.
that they're craving, and we get a bunch of it and we all just pig out. And it doesn't have to be turkey. It doesn't have to be mashed potatoes. It can. But whatever we're craving, it's like instead of keeping the traditional norms of this is exactly what we have to eat, we switch it up. And I
Wow.
love it.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you how we do something similar, but we still keep tradition because my Nana is huge on tradition.
Uh-huh.
We have our core dishes: turkey, honey baked ham. Have you had honey baked ham?
I have.
Okay. So good. Do you like it?
I'm not big on ham or turkey.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Mashed potatoes. She makes the best mashed potatoes. Apple pie, sweet potatoes, like the ones with the marshmallows on top. Carrots with brown sugar.
You're hungry, aren't you?
A little bit. No, I'm just picturing our Thanksgiving dinner right now. But every year we'll normally incorporate a new dish, and whoever's coming, you can just bring your own new dish to
Okay.
try. So I'll always go hunting for a new recipe that we haven't had before. What?
I thought you were going to say hunting. Like, so I always go hunting.
Yeah,
I'm
I go
like,
hunting. I get a
Venison
turkey and
here, Nana.
No. I go hunting online on different food blogs and I see what I want to try. And then my mom and I will cook it and then bring it to Thanksgiving dinner. Normally my Nana hosts it. And then if my cousin wants to do the same, he can and whatever. So we'll still keep the main dishes, but if there's something new we want to try, we're open to anything.
Let's talk about, there's a lot of comments on our videos talking about like how do we manage the spotlight and our relationship.
Yeah. I feel like it's definitely the thing that makes our situation super unique. Obviously, there's so many different things, but it's not like we auditioned to be on The Bachelor and won. It's like we just met up, said, "Hey, let's film some content," because we both make content, and then like we won, and it was like everyone was like, "Wow, love this content. This is great," and it continued. So it wasn't like something that we were planning for, that we were expecting. I would say it's something that we are enjoying. So I could say that we wanted it, but it's not something that was like calculated or something that we were ready for. I don't think anybody could be ready for that. So getting to this point now, every day is a learning experience. Every experience is learning experience. It's something new for both of us. And that's something we touched on a lot in the first one about how it's good that we have each other. But if we didn't have each other, we would really have nobody that understands it.
Yeah. I mean, it was everything that's been going on is like, let's be real. Nothing like this has ever happened before.
No, not that I can.
And that's why it's really hard. Like everyone's like, oh my gosh, you well deserved. And oh my gosh, it was only a matter of time. Like, no, like nothing, like nothing nothing planned could have worked out the same way that it did. And so I don't take credit for it. Like I genuinely feel like it's like a God thing, but it's not easy.
Nope.
Like
It's very hard.
there were days where I would go to the food store and it would be like, okay, I'm just going to bum it. Let me wear a hoodie, basketball shorts, my Crocs. I haven't worn Crocs since we met. Like I feel like I have to be like done up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Always
I have to
ready.
look. Yeah, I got to look at, because there's always people coming up and, hey, like we take a picture. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's awesome.
Oh, it's the best.
It's amazing. It's very encouraging to meet people that see our content and enjoy it.
I wish more people came up to us, because there's a lot of people like,
Yeah.
hey, we saw you. Da, da, da. It felt weird saying hi. It's like, no, please come up and say hi, because everybody who comes up and says hi are gems of human beings.
The people-
like gems.
Yeah, the people that are consuming our content, great people. I've seen toxic fan bases. We all have. I don't think, I think ours has been great. I did want to say, it is very funny to see how many people are trying to recreate what we did. We've been
Yeah.
talking about it. We'll get
Yeah.
a random video here and there of people staging meeting each other, and
Yeah.
we're like, oh my gosh, wait a second. Or it'll even be a couple that's being a little bit more obvious about it. They're already together, but they just do it as a skit.
Yeah.
But they're trying to recreate that whole meet cute thing.
Did you see that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman tried to recreate that?
Oh my gosh, I think they used your microphone too, right?
He did. That's why that
crazy.
looked familiar.
Yeah, that was definitely the biggest. That was the biggest couple that
No,
was.
like if we got Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's attention, like, golly.
I know, but that, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do want to come back to that, because that is that's the high for me right now. Like that was
Since the last podcast.
Since the last podcast.
Okay.
That's been like
Yeah.
the one thing I'm just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But I do want to come back to the fact that this has never happened before.
Yeah.
So you and I are in a position right now that no other human has ever been
Yeah.
in.
And
ever.
if we're wrong, I hope somebody comments and shows us a couple we could look at that's been through the same thing, but I really don't think it's happened.
But you also have to factor in like the height thing.
Okay, true.
Like that was
True.
one of the reasons why it went out of this world viral.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
because it was the height thing. Hey, how tall are you? And like that's really how.
You're right, and there's no other.
Like that was our
really
first.
tall-
That was like our first words. Yeah, our first words in person.
Like
It's
a
like, hey,
baby.
I'm just gonna ask you how tall you are. Okay, you good with that? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So how tall are you? And this is boom, internet breaks.
Yeah.
But that was navigating this. I mean, as experienced as we both were in social media, nobody's prepared for this. And a lot of times it doesn't happen very rapidly. It happens over a course of time. And like we were growing and stuff, and like I was at 850K, and I felt good, like it was all good. But then all of a sudden, pew,
Yeah.
just to the moon.
We were both putting in the work. We were both focused on social media. We were both creating content. We love to be creative. It wasn't something like I want to go viral or I want to be an influencer and da 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 da. No. But we were both creating content and figuring out what we enjoyed and what we liked.
Yeah.
And you say a lot of the times, like, even for me, I was working on business accounts, but that's so different from my personal IP. You can't even compare it. Sometimes I'll try to compare it and be like, oh, well, I've dealt with this old account that had a couple 100K that was all me, but it was under a business name. You're right. It's not even comparable to it being under Gabby Gons.
Yeah.
It's because now it's just completely me. And you can really get in your head about that, because it's like everything that you're doing and posting is completely up to you.
Yeah.
And you have this big audience watching just for what you are going to do. So don't want to say it's like an identity crisis, but it's like, wait, okay, what do I really want to post and do?
Well, it is an identity crisis, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Because what we now have the ability to do is, when I was a kid, I knew who I wanted to be. And when I got to college and, early 20s, I kind of lost that sense of who I wanted to be. And I was just kind of out there being whoever I thought everybody else wanted me to be.
Okay.
And now we both are in a position to where we can say, okay, well, actually, who do we want to be? What do
Yeah.
we want to represent? What do we want to stand for? What morals are important to us that we can help facilitate? And that's where it excites me, but it also puts a lot of pressure on me,
A lot of pressure.
because I'm a perfectionist. You know this.
Yeah.
That was more for the audience to know. You're very well aware that I'm a perfectionist and very strategic and stuff. So for me, it makes me really recalculate every single move that I make, because now that there's eyes watching us, we have to make sure that, what we're saying is actually meaningful and not just
Well, I also want to correct you. You're not a perfectionist in a bad way. That's where a lot of people might take that. And you always even say to me, I'm not asking for perfection. And that's where it's more positive on you. If you really think everything through, especially before you speak about it. And that's something that I really respect about you, is that you take the time to really think through all of the consequences, all of the pros, all of the cons, everything that could be around an action that you're taking. And it's just, you really take the time to assess that before you act. So it's not a bad thing. It's a really good thing.
No move a human being will ever make. There was one human being that did, but all the other human beings were all imperfect. Mm-hmm. So the problem with being, quote unquote, a perfectionist is
it's like an unrealistic standard.
It's an unrealistic standard, but it also stops you. And if you're assessing everything, it limits your ability to move forward.
Yeah.
So
very true.
It's there's a saying for it that I'm drawing a blank on right now, but it's almost like you're in this state of paralysis because you don't know which way is the right way to go, and there's pros and cons to every single direction. So you end up just sitting there and overanalyzing everything, and then you don't move in the direction.
You get stale because you're just in your own head, and that's where I feel like I was on the extreme other end of going this way. What's this way? Don't care. Not looking. Just going, that's really cool. Let me go over there.
Yeah.
And that was something that you really helped me with. Not in a bad way. Not in a like way of you trying to make me stale, but bringing me to that happy medium of, hey, well, wait, maybe think about this for a second.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then, boom, quality of life improved. It's like, I'm actually being more mindful and more aware of the decisions that I'm making, and then the repercussions of those decisions and what happens after that. And I really appreciate that because it's switching from the everything happens for a reason mindset to no, there's actually things that you can look back on and reassess and think, okay, favorite things. I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place right now because you've said so many really good things to me that I'm thinking of right now. How when something happens, what makes you who you are is how you react, not the situation. And when you said that to me, that really resonated with me and helps me a lot more when I'm going through a situation that maybe normally would have a bad outcome. And it could be something as simple as my hair thing dying. It's like, okay, well, how am I going to react to that? Am I going to sit here and complain about my hair not looking good, or am I going to go and find a solution? And then that's what makes me Gabby. So I love that perspective on situations, no matter how bad or how good a situation is. It's like, okay, well, what's your move now that this happened? Because that's out of my control now, at least.
Yeah, well, it's the way you can even look at problems is by saying, okay, well, there's an obstacle in front of me. Similar to how Beetlejuice, when we hosted the red carpet, the black and white pinstripe carpet.
Black and white pinstripe carpet.
So sick. But like when we hosted that was a challenge. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, here's your obstacle. Are you going to overcome it?
We did.
Damn right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So every obstacle that comes in contact with you, it's almost, don't think of it as, why is this happening to me? Blah, 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 blah. Think of it like, no, this is a chance where I get to showcase my character.
Yeah.
And that's where it's hard in the moment, because you'll be pissed off or you'll be grumpy or sad or whatever it is. And you feel so much emotion. But if you just remember, you're not your emotion. The emotion is just happening to you. It's like the rain, where you might have a dark cloud over you, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still daytime and that you're still alive. You can still go do everything that you have in your day. It's similar to emotions, to where if you just can just manage those and understand that you are not your emotions and they're happening to you. They are not you. And then you go and you overcome that obstacle, and then you really understand, okay, wait a minute, emotions don't play, whether it's nervousness, whether it's anger, whether it's frustration, sadness, they don't play that big a part in the way you react. And it gives you the ability to say, okay, cool. Even though I'm frustrated, even though I'm sad, even though I'm happy, whatever emotions you're feeling, you can still get over said obstacle.
Yeah, that's where free will is awesome. But then you also need to look at fact versus emotion. And that's something that I've been trying to work on, especially, is just separating what's actually happening from my emotions. And sometimes it's even positive emotion. It's overexcitement. And then you just keep going, and then you get tunnel vision and you stop reassessing everything around you, and then you're just like, boom, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, I missed all of this back there with my excitement. And then it also happens on the negative scale. So it's it's really crazy. That's where I love how you kind of taught me in a lot of different situations, even in specific situations and bigger issues or whatever it is, circumstances, just remove yourself. Because that's the easiest way for me to visualize removing emotion. Because when you remove yourself, that's really just removing emotion.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, if this wasn't happening to me, I love making it happen to like my sister or my best friend, or I mean, we do stuff together. It's not really you because it's normally us together, but just to somebody else that I care about, what would I want them to do, or what do I think should happen there?
Yeah, for sure. And then when you take yourself out of the situation and you just look at it from a third party point of view, and you're just like, okay, well, what would I, if I was responsible for this person, or if I wanted the best for this person, what would I advise them to do?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then you hit, there's your answer.
It's like a cheat code.
It really is a cheat code.
Another cheat code that you taught me was that nobody cares. When did you say that to me? Last week?
I don't know.
You said it to me recently, and you're like, you can start living your life when you realize that nobody cares about you. Really, nobody
It
cares.
sounds terrible.
No,
but it's so freeing.
If you really think about, people might care for a second. They might look at you and say, "Oh wow, they're so tall. Oh my gosh!" Like we get that all the time. Even people that don't know us, like random people on the street, will be like, "Gosh, how tall are you, man?" Or whatever. Make a comment, and they care for a little bit, and they forget about you.
Yeah.
Maybe they think about you again later on, but they don't care. They just comment or they observe. Same thing, we'll observe other people and see things, but as much as we will follow other people or consume other content or have people we look up to, it's like everyone cares about themselves in their close circle, but nobody cares about if you trip and fall on the street. Like, they should care to help you up, but don't get embarrassed by that. Like, it's okay.
Right.
Life goes on.
Well, my mom always said, those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter.
Ooh.
And I like that.
Okay.
Because it's so true. Everyone talks about, everyone brings up the example, like, isn't it crazy that every person you drive or past when you're on a road trip or going to the grocery store, they all have lives just as complex and as your own, and they're passionate about their own things. And that's what people actually care about. People are, I don't want to say selfish, but of course they're living their own life. They have their own worries. They have their own problems. If you think that everybody is so invested, I'm not saying you, I'm just talking about in general.
No, I know.
I'm clarify.
I know.
But like, if you think that it's, everyone's so invested in your own life, it'll cripple you. And it must be so anxiety inducing, because it's okay. Like, you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. And you're going to make a fool out of yourself sometimes, and that's okay. But how you react, like you said, that's what determines the significance of the actual mistake.
Well, that's also ties into the moral of stay close to the truth, live in truth. Because if you are just honest about why you tripped and fell, okay.
Yeah.
Are people going to get mad at you for being honest? Oh, I forgot to tie my shoe. I was being lazy. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Moving on. No problem. Just be honest about it, and it's fine. Everything else, if people are going to be mad at you for being honest, then you can't really win with them.
It's just so much easier to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like, everyone thinks it's easier to lie, but it's easy in the beginning, and then the lies stack up, and then you always have to have it in the back of your mind, and it's just so tiresome. Like,
it's baggage.
Truth, it's hard at first, but it's so much easier in the long run.
Yeah.
So much easier. And it's like dieting. You know what I mean? It's hard to be on a diet. It's hard to eat the healthy foods right now, but it's way easier than dealing with medical bills when you're 50 or 60, or even, in 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is. Working out's hard. It's the same thing. Taking care of your body. People are very quick to take care of their body and say, oh, I'm going to go and work. I'm going to go and do this. But it's very hard for them to say, I'm going to commit to telling the truth.
Yeah.
All the time. And not only being true to other people, but true to myself, true to my spouse, true to my dog, whoever, just be real with everybody and everything in your life. And then your life will become more real.
Yeah. That's where I think discipline in other aspects of your life do definitely help. If you're able to be truthful to yourself, that's definitely the first step.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I ate a bag of Cheez-Its for the first time in a
You
really
did
long
not
time.
feel good after.
And I did not feel good after. And I was like, hey, I should not have done that. I said I was craving them. That was bad on me. We worked out in the morning. That sucks. I had to just be honest with myself and be like, no, I didn't think it was going to be bad. Like, no, I had a feeling. I haven't had processed snacks like that at that amount in a long time.
Cheez-Its are good though.
They were really good.
They're really good.
But no, my stomach was bad. I regret it. But yeah, discipline, like you can look at somebody who's going to the gym 5 days a week and staying on top of that. And that's what we've been talking about. Like we've been bumping shoulders with a lot of different people from actors to just other big fish in the industry. And a lot of people have a really consistent disciplined schedule. And that's something that is really respectable that we both have been saying. As much as we travel, we're really trying to get back onto that consistency
For sure.
type of schedule, especially when we get pulled left and right so randomly. As long as we have a good baseline, good foundation, I feel like that's so important to have the rest of your life grow.
Yeah, and if you can take care of all the extra stuff in the moment when things are chaotic, when you got a schedule, when you don't have any chaos, it's so much easier to take advantage of those times.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go back to you mentioned actors. Let's go back to Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
So we were in the park. We were in Disney. We're at Disney. We were supposed to be there.
Right?
Disney World. We were in Orlando.
Oh my gosh, we were.
We were in Orlando.
That was crazy. Okay.
We were at Animal Kingdom.
And it was closed.
And it was closed, and they had this nice little like private thing for
Private
creators. Yeah, it was like a private dinner / dance
Simba?
party.
Simba and Timon?
I think it was Timon and Pumbaa.
Pumbaa,
Yeah,
yeah.
Simba wasn't there.
What?
Simba was defending Pride Rock. But we were there enjoying ourselves. Everything was great. Ring, ring. Got a call from the other Disney team, Disney Studios team.
Yes.
Great people.
Yeah,
Parks, great
I miss
people.
them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So Disney has some great people that they have. But
Yeah.
get that call. Hey, we're going to need you guys in New York tomorrow. What?
We stepped outside for the call.
Yeah.
We're looking around. The park is empty. The parks team is in there being like, you're about to get a call. And we're like, what? How do you know?
Yeah.
Just don't worry about it. Just answer the call. We were also supposed to be maybe going to Hawaii, right?
Yeah, we were supposed to. But
That
that's
was
a
a
whole, we don't.
Whole other
yeah,
thing. But
yeah.
just to add to the chaos of
Yeah.
that phone call, we were supposed to stay in Disney parks and then go to Hawaii.
With our mothers.
With our moms, yes. And then they're like, we need you in New York tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, Ma. We're going to need to change that flight. Yeah. So very last minute, the next day we're in New York writing a script, coming up with content ideas for Ryan Reynolds and Hugh. And like they had to say, we had to say, and it was like collaborative brains all coming together.
Yeah.
But then they ended up like the next day we get to, was it Four Seasons? Is that where, something like that. Some
Yeah.
hotel, some really nice hotel.
Ritz-Carlton?
Well, I don't think it was the Ritz. We were staying in the Ritz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
to
stayed in the Ritz.
film at.
Yeah, I don't know
we
where
went to the Four
yeah.
Seasons. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, so it was something like that. And before we even got out of the Uber, Ryan was like walking his family in, like just being like, I was like, wow, he really is actually a good dad. Like this is sick. So that was really cool. And then, so we just like were anxiously waiting around. I remember they
It was
had like
a
the
press
buffet.
junket.
Yeah.
So they had all of the really cool Deadpool and Wolverine merch.
Yeah.
It was all of the different people that were interviewing. It was the studios team, Marvel Studios, Disney Studios, a bunch of just really put together cool people. Hot Ones was there.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, all of these different, I feel like there was a couple of other creators that were there, Homage, that Ryan invested in, that did the merch and everything. And then we had no guarantees even. We're sitting there and we still had no guarantee.
Like,
we're
hey,
writing a script, but we still don't even know if we're going to get to do it.
Yeah.
So
that was terribly, terribly scary because we're there. We just canceled on this. Our moms were taking a flight up. Like we knew we were going to go to the red carpet, but
yeah, to the premiere and everything.
But like, come on.
We really wanted to do the video with them. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
just
Who
a little.
wouldn't?
Yeah,
Who
just a
wouldn't?
little bit. So
I'm proud of us though for taking that leap and going in early as they
same.
asked us to. But I
100%.
also don't think, especially after getting to know the faces of the Marvel Studios team, I don't think they would have pressed us into leaving the parks situation if there wasn't a good probability of us
Solid
filming
chance.
with them.
Yeah.
So that's where I think we had the confidence because they also, you could just tell they were genuine right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then obviously they made it happen.
Yeah,
So
they made it happen, and
in 11 minutes.
I've been super self-conscious about bats in the cave ever since. You are now on Booger Patrol from now
Always.
on, just so you guys
Permanently.
know. Yeah, she's literally. I'm like, hey, am I good? Am I good? So she's on Bat Patrol.
When you stretch your lips down.
Yeah, and I'm so tall that it's just it's okay. It's okay. But what was really cool too, dog pool we met, and then
Oh yeah, Peggy.
it
So cute.
watching them walk out of the Hot Ones interview, and Ryan was like,
And they're crying.
they're literally bawling, and they're like, "You guys should try that."
Yeah.
Just kept going.
Yeah,
I was
you should try that.
it's like, I'm good, but
Yeah.
thank you.
No, and then even the premiere itself, just being surrounded, this feels weird to talk about because it's really not relatable. And I don't want to feel like weird talking about it because I'd never been to a movie premiere before I met you.
Yeah.
But
Same.
I never knew anything about movie premieres, but I also wasn't big into the movie space.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the premiere of a movie with the people that spent the years working on that production and sitting next to some of them. We had Sabretooth 3 rows behind us.
And his name was
Daphne
Tyler, and he's
Keane.
6'9".
Yeah, Tyler
Could we talk about that?
Yeah, we
His
should,
name's
actually.
Tyler. He's 6'9", stud,
Yeah.
and he played Sabretooth. Like, he was also in Troy. Like, I watched Troy, like, 2 nights before. So cool. Sorry. Didn't
Yeah,
mean to
no,
interrupt,
him
but
and
that
his
was
wife
so cool.
were awesome.
Great people.
And that was so cool. Daphne Keane was 2 rows behind us also.
Behind us. It was like...
Yeah, so we're sitting with all of the people that came together to produce this masterpiece in front of us. So the energy is as if you were to go to a sports game, like the Super Bowl. That's what it feels like. It's the Super Bowl of the
for
movie.
real, yeah.
It's so cool. And we went and watched Deadpool and Wolverine 2 or 3 times again after we saw it.
Yeah.
In the premiere, and it was still really cool because all of the fans seeing it for the first time, they get super excited.
Yeah.
But it's just another level knowing that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are back there and they're just laughing with you. And when you're laughing, you're contributing to them hearing the initial reaction to their movie. That's got to be so surreal for them. Working that long. We get excited when we post a 1 minute long video that took us a day to post or a
Yeah,
day
and
to
people
edit.
like it. Yeah,
And
the comments are good. It's
yeah.
like, oh, yay.
We get so excited.
Yeah.
But then that experience is just electric.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
If you could have a dream podcast guest, this is going to be cool because we'll clip this one day.
Okay.
And they're going to be sitting there.
Okay.
For sure. But if you could have a dream podcast guest, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. I'm really bad at this.
You want me to go first?
Yeah,
and you can-
please. Yeah, because I have an answer, but it's like from what you've shown me. So I want to hear what you're going to say.
Dream podcast guest of all time. Jordan B. Peterson.
I was thinking that. Okay, I'm glad you said that. Okay.
Because low key would be like a little bit like a therapy session.
That's
it's just
what I was
like it's just like, hey, so Jordan, what do I do? You know,
Yeah.
but he has taught me so much, and like I've listened to tens of thousands of hours of this man, and just trying to figure out the why behind the way I think, or the why behind things that mean something to me, and why we should take a deeper dive into what gives us meaning, and take on more responsibility, and keeping your room clean, like take all of the responsibility that you can possibly handle. And so many of my mottos in my life and my mantras, they're based around Jordan Peterson's teaching. So it would just
Yeah.
it would be great to meet him one day, but as a podcast guest, I would
Yeah.
love that. That's the only reaction I have to that. I don't know why I just made that stupid sound, but yeah, no, it'd be great. It'd be terrific.
I was thinking him as well because you did show me him. I started watching some of his stuff, not tens of thousands of hours, but I really liked what he's saying. I did really like his points on how you find the meaning of life when you take on the most responsibility possible. There's a lot of different morals and moral tests that he brings up that are just really resonated with me and easily opened my mind because it's you know me, I get stubborn easily, so sometimes
No way, not you.
sometimes it's
I do
hard
too.
for me to open my mind.
It is. It's hard
Especially-
for everybody.
Yeah, especially from something that a stranger is saying. So I trust you. So when you tell me this guy says good things, I say, okay, let me open my mind to it. Even then, it's scary to look at what somebody else is saying and then question your own beliefs and what you've known. And that's the only way you grow, though. So it's this back and forth of, oh, this is scary, but also this is great. As long as you're staying true to what you believe and you're listening, you can still disagree with somebody and say, no, I don't believe in that. I sorry. But he does a really good job. And I think why I like him is because I feel like you sound kind of similar to him with how you explain things, your step-by-step process of initial thought, rough draft thought, and then final thought, conclusion, moral belief. And there's a lot of things that you've explained to me that I feel like he did a good job explaining as well.
It's really good to take a step back and question your beliefs, though. Like, and that's one thing, like, he was on tour talking about like wrestling with God. And like, for me, that's really cool because you wrestle with the idea of God every single day. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy to go out there and be like, yeah, there's a Heavenly Father up there. It's like people are like, what? You know what I mean? But like, that's what I believe. But you have to continuously wrestle with that. And you have to always take a step back in third party and you look at it from the overall point of view, not just your own, and completely take ego and pride out of it. And then you can figure, okay, well, where are my cracks in the foundation? Where could I be wrong? And then when you question your own beliefs and you question what you're doing, whether you're right or wrong, it leads you closer to what is right. You know what I mean? You can either solidify that you're right, or you can say, wow, you know what? I've been wrong. But that means I have the ability to be right now.
To make the choice to
make the right choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like when I'm wrong, I'm like, yeah, I know I was wrong. You know, and it's like, thank goodness, thank you for showing me that I was wrong, because I was doing it wrong, and that was making me less of myself.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, cool, I can hit my potential now, or I can get closer to my potential. We never really hit our potential.
Yeah.
I can get closer to hitting my potential, and I can walk in a better way than than the way I was moving before.
Yeah, and the only thing that will stop you from admitting you're wrong is pride and ego.
Yeah.
So that's sick. It's like, all right, cool, just don't have an ego problem. And then you'll be happy. That's pretty much it. And it's easier said than done, for sure.
Gosh, it's
especially
so hard.
given the settings. Even sometimes when you and I are talking, like I'll be scared to be like, I was wrong. I don't want you to think I'm stupid or bad or whatever, you know? And that's just a pride thing, and maybe a previous experience thing of whatever that we've tried to kind of unpack and talk about, because a lot of things are just like learned patterns, learned behaviors.
So much of life is that.
Yeah. I think Jordan was talking a little bit about some of what I saw about how much your childhood upbringing affects you and your beliefs, and how that's what makes you you. So then you were also talking to me about unlearning certain things that you've learned through growing up, and not just from family, maybe from the people in your preschool class. You don't even realize.
Right.
The kid next to you was influencing you as you're growing up.
Yeah.
And that's what you're around 5 days a week. Preschool's 5 days a week, something like that.
I haven't been in preschool in a while. So.
Yeah, same. So I don't know, but
but yeah, no, it's really cool when you can just take a different look at life and reality. And it's like, why are we here? Like the chances, like really, like what the heck? Like the chances of all us being here right now, like the chances, let alone, okay, the chances of you and I meeting, what would it, technically speaking, be what, 1 in 4 billion? If there's 8 billion people in the world, divide that by 2.
Sure.
1 in 4 billion. Quick math, rough draft. But then in the same timeline, like at the right age, at the right time, like all of these different statistics go into that. And it's like, dang.
Yeah.
Like,
it is crazy to think of. I think the reason it's very hard for me to think of it like that is because I found so much comfort with you so quickly. So I'm like, oh yeah, of course we had to have met at some point. That's what I've been telling myself. I don't know if we've talked about this. I kept telling myself, I'm like, we were definitely going to meet at some point. We've been talking about the invisible string theory, all of these different things that have been kind of tying us together, us being in the same space with content, us being tall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, duh, of course we'd meet. But no, it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's a very unique, special thing. And I don't like taking that for granted or putting that lightly, like I have been sometimes, of like, yeah, it was just a matter of time. Like, no, I don't know, actually. You can't say.
Yeah, no, it's not a large chance.
Yeah.
Like, but and then you factor in the whole virality of everything. It's like,
well, that's,
this is something else.
Yeah.
Entirely. So back to the question of your dream podcast date, besides me. Date? I don't know why I said date.
Yeah, date, you and nobody else.
Who's over there? No, but
Next question.
Podcast guest. Who's the first person that comes to mind? You know.
I mean, well, I was thinking Jordan Peterson because
can't take mine. That's mine.
I know, and now I wish I said it first, because that's what I was thinking when you said that. Ooh, it's funny because on a podcast we did a long time ago, I said Mark Cuban. I would love to talk to him and hear him out. But that was when I was super more business focused with everything. I still think he'd be a great guest. Nothing against Mark Cuban. I'm just thinking as a dream guest now. I don't know. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, she's kind of our friend now. Maybe Brett Cooper. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to have a girl. Yeah. I'm just thinking like
100%.
A girl.
Yeah.
I want
Brett Cooper's so cool.
As much as as much as I feel like I would still be able to talk to and connect with Jordan Peterson and men as a girl to girl, it's like guy to guy, girl to girl. Like, there's just something different with how you can communicate and understand each other. And I feel like having a female or woman, I don't know why I said female, explain certain logic and explain just different situations and scenarios to me. Brett Cooper posts a lot. She has a lot of good stuff. But doing it in person and actually getting to ask her certain questions, like she's living a dream life.
Well, it's cool because she's a killer when it comes to business, and she's doing a great job with marketing and branding and everything.
Yeah.
But then she's also got a farm, and she takes care of animals.
She's raising cows, and she's asking a vet to move to her, and she's cooking, and she has family time, and her husband are just adorable, and they support each other, and it's somebody. How'd you get there? I think we're on a great path. But like, hey, how are you doing it? How'd you start, and how are you still doing it?
What's worked for you and what hasn't worked for you? I'd love that.
I think that's part of why people are drawn to us, because they're like, hey, how'd you guys meet? How'd you do this? Like, where'd you find him? It's that whole joke. Like, what vending machine did you get him at? Or did she fall out of the sky? Like that whole thing of just wanting what somebody else has. That's kind of, I think, why I would pick Brett Cooper.
Because you admire the lifestyle.
Yeah.
100%.
And she's young. I think she's like 22, right? 22, 23?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay. I think she's pretty young. So I love that.
Yeah. I don't know how. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It would be more of like a relatable thing. Jordan Peterson would be more.
Teach me your ways.
Teach me everything. Brett Cooper could still teach us a lot, but just it feels more.
Yeah.
In.
Well,
the same.
And speaking of goals, like, she's got her farm. She's got animals. That's one thing. Let the record show that I want a ranch. I want Moose Ranch. Moose Ranch. There's going to be no moose on there because they should be free and live in the wild and have a wonderful life. But I would love to have some cows. A garden would be sick. I want to have a compound with my family, and it's just Moose Ranch. There's a bunch of land. I don't want neighbors. That to me, when I wake up in the morning and, maybe I don't feel like doing certain things or answering the emails and going through all I say that, but like, golly, the job I was working before is
I was about to say, to preface all of this, we're still super grateful that nothing has changed. We would never complain about anything that we're doing. We love what we're doing.
What got me out of bed when I was working my 9 to 5 was Moose Ranch and having that, my family and everything like that.
That's a good way to put it, actually. To put ourselves back into life before each other and what would really get us out of bed.
Because right now, like, our stresses are not normal stresses. Like, nothing that I've... Like, it's just more like pressure to get things out and get things done on a timely manner and to be creative, which is, there's pros and cons to that, but like, very blessed, very grateful, very thankful. But that's what really gets me out of bed in the morning and gets me going, is knowing, okay, I want my beautiful family with a bunch of property, and, I want to have the cool house where like all my kids' friends come over and it's like, we got all the toys, hey, they're all safe here. Everything's good. I don't want y'all driving around drinking and driving when you're teenagers. Like, no, like, y'all come here, guest house, get the 4-wheelers going. Have a blast, karaoke machine for sure.
Also, the luxury of that is if you're always hosting, selfishly, your kids are always going to be at home. So you really get to keep a close eye on them. And I think the other parents could respect, okay, you're going to take care of my kids too. But it's like, now you get that extra security of, well, it's in my house like, still. So
hey, parents, sure, we have a guest house. Come on over. You know what I mean? Like, let's all have a barbecue or something like that. Like, that would be so cool.
Yeah, a ranch like Selena's.
Yeah.
So cool.
I just definitely want that. And then what's a goal you have for this year? We have 4 months left? 3 months?
Yeah.
3 months. 2.5.
No, what?
Hold
what is
on.
it? September?
Okay, well, technically we have
3
all
months.
of December. I'm thinking like it ends at 12.
3.5.
3.5 still.
Okay.
Crunch time.
Q4.
What you want? What's one random goal that you would love?
I would love to get back to Europe. Yep. Sorry.
You want to take that flight again?
Yep, I do.
All right.
Now you're stuck. You shouldn't ask me that. Now they're going to be like, Tyler, you have to take her to
Let's
Europe.
go to Europe. I would love to take you to the town in Italy, Caserta, Italy.
Yes, same.
I would love to take you there because that's where I lived for a little bit.
Would love that. That's
Borbone. The best restaurant. The best restaurant ever. I just got.
What'd you?
That's how I describe it. That place is.
I would love to do something like that. As much as I'd love to see Greece and Paris and all these places we were talking about. That's why I liked you coming to New York, because you get to see a little bit of where I lived. And as much as it's not the greatest, cleanest city and it's not that fun, it still has some of my lore, you know? So that's where I really also want to go to that.
We went to that coffee shop that you like in New York.
Yeah,
that
you saw my
went to.
apartment.
Saw your old apartment.
Yeah. We walked past the store that I used to run too.
Yep. Yes, we did. And we didn't have the pizza. So we have a reason to go back. A reason to go back.
Yeah.
I like the people that we meet in New York. The dirtiness, I'm just like, maybe I'm a little bit of a germ freak.
No, but
sue me.
Once again,
Don't
same
sue
thing
me.
with perfectionist. It's in a good way. It's in a clean way. You're
I just
not
like the contamination. I feel like I'm contaminated. The same thing like with the airport. Like as soon as we get back from the airport, like I will not. I cannot. If I've been out, I cannot sit on the bed. There's a couch for that. I don't know. I'm very OCD when it comes to that.
The first time we flew together, and I was in my airport outfit, and I went to get in the bed, or I went to sit on the bed, or something, and you look at me like I have 14 heads, and you're like, is that your airport outfit? And I was like, yep.
That's my way of softly bringing it up, not being like, ew.
No, you're very sweet. You're very sweet.
And you weren't judgmental. Is that your airport outfit?
I was like, yeah, why? Because I don't have as much. Now I do, especially being with you, like public pools. I didn't go in the pool yesterday. I don't know if you caught that.
That's just a me thing. I don't even understand that a lot of times because there's chlorine. But
you've just given me a lot more to be aware of. You've given me another level of awareness in my life, and it applies to everything, and that's a great thing. And one of them is with germs. And it's just now when I'm in my airport outfit, I'm like, okay, let me not get in bed or I'll sit on the edge. What are you going to say?
No, I was just like, I hope I didn't, like, you don't adopt my germophobia.
No,
because it's not like I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. It's just like the logical amount. A reasonable amount of germophobia.
Okay.
That's the way I would describe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you getting into bed with the airport clothes. I was about to start live streaming and be like, guys, can't do it. Call it off. It's
done.
There's no second date, guys. Or third date, whatever it was.
I remember that though. That was funny because I was.
You were like, yeah, why?
But with so many things that you will try to bring to my attention, where you're just trying to help, you'll be a little gentle. Hey, like I'm gonna touch your hand when I say this, kind of. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, why? What? La 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 la. And you're like, no, but look. And I'm like, oh crap.
I mean,
with the airport germs, it's funny. It's something that I would never think of, but it makes so much sense. Yeah. So.
Well, when we go back to Europe, when we go to Italy, so now we have to go to Italy before the end of the year.
Okay.
All right. We'll doc that. That's going to be a trip. We can't go for like, okay, we'll go to Italy. We could. I
really want to go to Lake Como.
Yeah, for Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the Caserta Palace. They filmed episode 1 of the Caserta Palace. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, yes, we have to.
It's so beautiful. Yep. Okay, so we can do a little
bucket
Star
list
Wars
item.
trip.
That's been a bucket.
Yeah.
That was something that was actually something that would get me out of bed in the mornings when I was working my regular sales job.
Yeah.
Is since we were doing social media, like I had this really small villa actually reach out to me in Positano, and they weren't going to pay for the flight. They weren't going to pay me or anything. They were just offering me to stay there, just in exchange for some photos or something. And it was kind of sketchy, but it got me really excited because I was like, oh my goodness, wait, I can go to this beautiful villa in Positano. I can go to Lake Como. And it never got booked. It never happened. But just the idea of getting to Italy and going there, I would look at the photos of the Amalfi Coast every week just to keep myself going. So that's where, like, me.
That's your moose ranch.
That's,
No.
Short-term moose ranch.
Short-term moose ranch.
Travel moose ranch. Like, I want to travel the world. I want to see everything. Sure, there's a couple places that I'll stay away from, but travel really motivates me. Just seeing new things, learning new things in the world, on a world scale.
Just experiencing how other people live their lives. It's a way that you can experience empathy in the physical.
Yes.
It's really cool.
It's a good way to put it.
It's really cool. So your goal is to go to Italy, or Europe again. We'll say Europe again.
Yeah.
Itally, potentially.
That's one of them.
Higher up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Switzerland too. I know we talked about that.
What'd you say?
Switzerland. Oh. Yeah. You're really nice.
I really want to go to Switzerland.
There's like golf golf content in my feed. There's just people like golfing and Twitch, and I was like, that's not real. It looks CGI.
Yep, we're going. We'll make a golf video. There.
Okay, I'm all about making a golf video.
I miss golfing. I really want to golf.
I'm so happy you like it.
Before we get on that topic, though, I want to hear your end of the year goal by the end of the year.
I would love to. So it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. January like 10th or something like that.
Okay.
Early January. I don't know. I have to be specific. Early January. I said. I basically said, hey, ask me anything, kind of like how we did today on our Insta stories. Mm-hmm. And someone said, what's your goal for 2024? And I said, I would love to be on the George Janko podcast.
Okay.
And this was like before he was like, he's really done really well with his podcast. But I was like, I want to be on the George Janko podcast. And I tagged him in the story and he reposted my story on his story. And he was like, maybe one day.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have that somewhere on your phone?
It's archived. Yeah.
Okay.
And because I replied to it again. Yeah. It's archived.
Okay.
But that is one thing that would be so cool because I really enjoy what he talks about. I really enjoy his viewpoint on reality and just the industry and him and his girl, like they host the podcast together and like it'd be really cool for us to go do and just have like a double date-ish type podcast.
Cool. Yeah.
Be really cool. And I know the conversations that we've had, like I've had dreams about it. Like I know the conversations that we get into are going to be so deep and it's going to be the things that like an hour and a half will go by like that. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be so heavy, but not in a burdensome way, in a draining way. It's going to be heavy things that we're like, but we can lift this.
Brain
gets
going.
Yeah. And I would love to see like your interaction with all that too. And that's definitely number one. And it has been number one.
Throwing this in there in case anyone's watching. Career-wise, end of year goal, get casted for a freaking movie.
So that's long-term goal.
But I would love for something to pop up like long-term, yeah. But I'm just thinking with all the opportunities that we've gotten that we never even could imagine we would have, that's something that I would love.
So let's talk about this for a little bit because you and I in a movie would be sick. Like, so we have talked about this before.
Yes.
But not publicly.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait.
So if you and I were in like a Star Wars movie where we were just dressed up as aliens, you know what I mean? Where it's like, it's not really our face yet. Yeah. We dabble into acting.
Yeah.
Have a couple, we have our IMDb account.
Yeah.
And then from there, things open up. And then hopefully, maybe we can return with our actual faces in a future movie or something like that, just to like give it a test run. But I would love to get involved with just acting and movies because like that's what we do. Like with all my skits and my little the office things, what we're doing is acting and coming up with the script and everything like that. But to see that on a grand scale,
production, big production.
That was the third time, last time.
That's where I also think it is really cool with the way that Hollywood is shifting. Jenna Ortega is, I believe, directing or producing the next season of her show while starring in it. That's something that I was thinking about because when it comes to a massive production of a movie or a TV series or whatever it is, the actors may just be acting, but even talking to the cast of Beetlejuice, Tim Burton, saying people were improvising on set.
Yeah.
It doesn't act. I was thinking, okay, it takes away from our creativity and we don't get to have full creative control. Obviously, if we're acting in a movie, we read the script, we say, I like it or I don't, and we do it or we don't. But now things have been shifting so much where I feel like a lot of the front runners of Hollywood are creative people that are able to actually add to the movie script and incorporate themselves into the movies. Even when I went to see, it's also interesting, kind of a tangent, I went to see It Ends With Us because of all the controversy about it. I was like, I have to go see this. There was a TikToker in it as an extra. She didn't have a line. She didn't say anything, but she was in the movie as an extra that the main character was talking to at a party. And I was like, whoa, wait a second, what? So I feel like the way that Hollywood is shifting is towards these people that also have a life or lore outside of it that you could even maybe tie into the movie, and it's a good thing.
100%.
It's not like, oh, wait, that's the girl who does that. That's so weird. I can't picture her doing this. It's like, oh, no, wait, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, that's the trend right now. They're getting a lot of, I hate saying influencers, but creators to be in these movies. Bob Menery.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Like Bob Menery, he was in Roadhouse. Actually did really good. Like, he was actually like, I was watching, I was like, dang, okay. So like Bob Menery was in it, but what he did, posted on a story. Hey guys, got in a movie. Hey, it's coming out this weekend. Blah blah blah. It's free marketing for them. I'm sure the influencer that was in It Ends With Us was hyping that up. They're at the red carpet. They're doing all this stuff. I'm actually in it. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
It's free
Her
marketing
whole
for
comment
them.
section was about it.
Yeah. It's free marketing for them. It gives. I mean, when you think if somebody has 1 million followers, you're reaching
big
a
audience
million
you're bringing.
people right there, and they're all going to see it because that's huge news. You know what I mean? So I can definitely see that being the wave. I know Amazon's really big on that, and I see see what they're doing, and they've been kind of the people who have been spearheading that. They're the company that spearheads that.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see where that goes. I would love to dabble in that. I would love to make some music with you.
Yes, that's what else we were talking about.
Obviously, so Gab's very shy when it comes to singing. She has a beautiful voice, beautiful voice. You're just very shy, and that's going to take time to work out. Whenever you're ready, I'm here. I am not shy when it comes to singing.
No.
I'd break out in a song right now, but don't, no. Shh. But yeah, I love singing.
I want to get more comfortable in that for sure because it is something that we want to do. We have a little bit of a timeline that we've been talking about that we're not going to talk about or release yet.
We'll save that.
But we'll save that. That is something that I want to be ready for. Let's call it another end of the year goal. To tease it.
Yeah.
End of year goal.
End of year goal. I like that. That. Well, there's so many things that I want to do now.
I know it's
cool. Like, oh, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Let's try it. Like, it's not like you see a lot of these creators that are like, okay, starting a podcast, getting a new song out there, writing a book, this and that. I want to get into acting, and it's like, that's great, but like I get why, but like I don't want to do it because everyone else is doing it. I want to do it because genuinely I love this. I love music. I love movies. Those two are my number two. The books and stuff I don't really read like that. But
well, it's a great callback to what you said earlier. How you want to do things because you want to do them, not because everyone else is telling you to be this person. So when you go in and you, let's say, write a song and release it, or direct a movie and release it, you're going to be able to tell that you were actually passionate about it and wanted to do that. You can tell when somebody's heart's in it or not.
Yeah.
And you can respect that creativity and respect everything that they put into that. And it's really interesting because it still might look like we're all over the place. We start a podcast, we release a song, let's say, we go in a movie, we do golf, all these different things. But there's still so much else in the world that we're not doing that a lot of people don't realize is like, no, you're still doing the things that you just enjoy. Maybe it's more popular than something else, but like we play video games. We've been talking about that, doing more of that. Like that was something that I started getting heavier into. Businesses, everything.
Yeah, it's really like, okay, cool. Now that this is all here, there's so much that we can do. And then how do we structure that to where we can hit most of the things that we want to do? Like, let's go after not the low-hanging fruit, but the things that are the things that our hearts are in. You know what I mean? Like I've been making music since I was. I showed you a couple of my songs, but I got to show you like my high school Tyler. Okay. Very, very, very light voice, like high voice.
Okay.
A little bit embarrassing on my end, but good songs.
Yeah.
Like kind of deep too for a high school. I was like 16, writing these like very deep lyrics. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So that I've been making movies since I was 2. You know, like doing all that acting, making skits. Carrying
I have all
the
my little iMovie things.
Yeah.
I would make horror movies because with the template, you know the template they had on iMovie?
Oh, yeah. Very well, I know that.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, though, because I was using like a VHS recorder.
Oh. Well.
Any Hoosiers. But I mean, I still have those VHS tapes. Whenever you see my mom again, I'll see if we can get the VCR going.
Okay, cool. What is that?
The VCR. The VCR. I haven't said that word in like 10 years. But yeah.
But no, I think the big underlying thing of everything we just talked about is the fact that we are now kind of shaping culture a little bit. And that's part of what the pressure is, but it's also amazing that when we go, and you always tell me words have power, and we write a song, let's say, and we release it, the message in that song is going to be received by people. And then that's the impact that we have, is we can relay positive things like we've been doing through our videos through other creative outlets. And that's what's been really exciting.
I don't think we're shaping culture. I think what it is that we can shape our lives into something culture admires. Like how you are with Brett Cooper. You know what I mean? Like Brett Cooper's not shaping your goals in life.
You
but
can't,
you see that and you're like, oh, I want that too. You know what I mean? So I think
establishing a culture and then people that appreciate it will
establishing our own culture within our lives, and then people can be like, they can love it or hate it.
Yes.
And that's for them to decide. That's not our responsibility.
Yeah.
And
not at all.
Yeah.
Gosh.
That's where a lot of times I do put a lot of pressure on it, and I'm like, okay, well, is this something that the audience is going to like? And I'm like, do I like it? I'm gonna post it because I like it. Then it gets 2 views. No,
it doesn't.
But I like posting. I like doing the stuff that I enjoyed, even with the movies and the songs and the podcasts and everything. Like those are really things that I enjoy doing. And obviously, there's a lot of different avenues we can take. But I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We have something really cool right now. I love the podcast. This is so much fun because this is what we do.
Yeah.
We just talk,
Fun.
brainstorm. What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that?
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
But now we just have mics and it's being recorded.
Yeah.
And it's like
with some bright lights. But we should go over we posted on our stories the
the Ask Me Anything type things.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be funny.
You want to?
Should we just straight up do it?
Yeah.
On our phones?
Yeah. I got my phone.
Okay, wait.
It's in my back pocket.
We can alternate because we both did.
Ladies first. Ladies first. I'm actually really scared to read these.
Okay. A little bit.
I'm nervous.
Should I just pick a random? No, I'll pick one that I like.
Pick one that you like, that you feel passionate about.
Okay. Let's see.
Random is way too scary. Because
that is really scary. Top one. When are you getting married?
It's probably both of our top ones. For like top 100 ones.
Okay. Let's see.
This is terrifying.
Ooh, no, these are good.
Okay.
You guys did a great job. I like this actually. Okay. Ooh. I'm going to start. I'll start with this one. This one's good. Tips on stepping out of your comfort zone when it comes to asking someone out in feelings. That one's from Megan Burke. Should you go first or should I go first?
You go first.
Okay. So stepping out of your comfort zone when it comes to asking someone out or feelings. I think this is pretty fitting just because of the way that we're both bold with each other. I feel like if you want something, you got to go get it. And even if you're curious about something, ask questions. That's why we keep joking, we keep laughing about how I DM'd you, dude, let's collab. Because I swore off dating, we both did, and I was like, nope, I'm good. Next time, dating for marriage. This is not something that I'm ready for right now. It's not something I want. My mind's not there right now. That was the healthiest thing for us, I think. Our minds weren't there. Our minds were in, hey, let's have fun. Let's meet up. Let's do something cool that we both enjoy. So my biggest tip, I think, when it comes to asking someone out or feelings is don't lead with that. Lead with, let's just have a good time. No pressure.
Yes.
Let's just do something cool.
Yes.
Let's don't ask them out. Just kind of do it in a casual way.
Get to know them first.
Yeah.
Don't put any pressure on it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like even when like when you put pressure on things, what you do is you limit the ability and experience for things to actually be better than what you imagined. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you have things set a certain way, and when they don't hit that criteria or when they overdo that criteria, it's something you didn't expect. So just go in. Gentlemen, if you want to learn how to talk to a girl at the bar, don't approach her with an agenda. Go and approach her and say, hey, talk about something random. Talk about, hey, is that one drink? Okay, cool. You like it? Well, are you a fan of coconut or no? Okay, all right. Well, if you're a fan of coconut, I'm not that much.
Damn, you're a vet.
Okay, calm down. How do you think I got you, though? Come on.
I know.
No, like, you don't talk about them. You don't talk about you. You talk about something, and you casually work in conversation, and you don't come in heavy-handedly. You just...
Like, you're not going to go in and say, how many kids do you want?
Yeah.
You start with something casual, something chill, and that's what we did. And that's also, we talk a lot, and you've been talking a lot about how important gratitude is.
Yeah.
And how that really is just what can give you an amazing life is if you have gratitude. And if you go into a situation with no expectations, the only thing you can have is gratitude for what happened.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. If you have no expectations, then if she says no, sick. Okay, no, that's fine. Like, don't go in there looking for a certain answer. Don't go in there looking for a certain something.
Yep.
Just be.
Yep.
Be you. Let her be you. Let her be her. Be you. Let her be her.
Yeah.
Y'all, if y'all vibe, y'all are going to vibe. If not, sick. Move on.
Because the other issue you run into is if you try to be somebody else, which happens a lot, I feel like, in the beginning of relationships, is you put up this front because you think you want this other person. But if you put up a front and you're not being yourself, you're not actually going to meet somebody who you're truly compatible with. So if you actually disagree with something, but you want them to like you, so you just brush it over and say, oh, no, huh? You're hurting yourself in the long run.
And you're hurting them too.
And them, yeah. But in a selfish way, if you're going to be selfish about it and say, oh, let me put up a front for this. Like, no, that's actually going to really not help you in the long run too.
How long can you have that mask on before you take it off? And what happens when
even then, how happy are you? You can't be fulfilled doing that.
You can't fake it. That's true. Be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. This is one that I got a lot of.
Okay. Oh.
How hard is the long distance of it all? Also, love you both so much.
Who is that? Who said that?
Aaron Weeks.
Aaron Weeks. Okay.
How hard is the long distance of it all? Easy. We aren't really apart that much.
Yeah.
We travel long distances, but
Yeah.
we're not a long distance couple to where like there's wives right now with husbands in the army and they haven't seen each other for like months, maybe even like a year. That's long distance.
Yeah.
That is tough. Kudos to those wives who are still holding it strong.
Yeah.
Like, and the dudes obviously that are overseas fighting for
I
our
was about to say
entire
both of
country
them.
and our freedom and everything. Obviously, like I thought that went without saying, but yeah. So, like that's hard. That's something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. You and I will go a week, and it's like okay, and we're normally FaceTiming, we're normally doing stuff, we're normally busy. I'm doing laundry 24/7.
I feel like I haven't stopped doing laundry for the past 3 months.
Yeah, the only time I get a laundry break is when we're on the road. But like, we're also, we're FaceTiming, we're texting. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, posting this video. Blah 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 blah.
Because we're still kind of business partners now.
Yeah.
So we
almost
have to be in constant communication anyways. So then that's the biggest thing is I would say with handling the long distance is when we're not together, setting aside relationship, couple, Gabs and Ty time, and then Gabby and Tyler time. You know, it's like we have our plans of what we want to do, where we want to go next, what we need to handle. But then we also have, hey, can we just watch a movie together
play
on
Fortnite.
FaceTime or play Fortnite? Oh, I miss Fortnite so much.
I just want to set the record straight here. I am not a good video game player. I'm not a gamer.
But you're good.
I'm not. I'm just clutch. No, not even that. I can't even say that because there's so many times
clip
where you're
that,
like,
clip that. We're gonna
get him,
start
babe,
streaming.
get him,
And we're
babe.
gonna...
And I'm like, dead. I'm like, damn.
No, but I had a really big gaming streak. We can get dark for a second here. Something that I didn't think was real was seasonal depression. And when I lived in New York City, I definitely experienced that. I'm going to self-diagnose myself there because I locked myself in my apartment and would play Call of Duty. I think my average daily time was like 8 hours. Even when I was working, I would work, come home, and then play until like 3 a.m. and then just sleep until work. It was so bad. It was terrible. That's not me. I'm a social person. I would normally go out, do something, hang out with my friends, like walk around. I lived in the middle of the city. Nope.
Yeah.
For those months that it was cold and the sun set at 3 p.m., video games.
Yeah.
So I got really good. I've always been a gamer. I grew up playing video games too, though, like computer games, and Fortnite just has this a little bit of an addicting thing to it.
The seasonal depression thing is real, though. I experienced that when I was in Massachusetts playing basketball, and vitamin D.
Yeah, I meant I didn't.
Vitamin D changes.
Yeah.
Vitamin D and magnesium, I'm telling you, take those two things, and you are a different human being.
That was my first time living alone. I definitely had a bit of an ego of like, I could do this myself, and also not having my mom around. That was my first time being so far from her. When normally when I'm sick, she's the one handing me the hot tea and the honey and the vitamins
the
and
ramen
everything.
noodles and stuff.
Yeah.
Good times.
And I didn't have that anymore. So she would text me and be like, hey, how you doing? You okay? I'm like, I've had a fever for like a week and a half, but I'm good. And she's like, do something. Like, what do you mean? So I would let myself slip a little bit, and that definitely happened. And it was good for my KD, but not good for me.
Yeah. You are more important than your KD. Just want to throw it out there.
Let's see what else we have.
A lot of when are you getting marrieds on mine.
Yes, me too. When are you getting married? Are we heading towards marriage? A lot of questions about marriage.
If you're dating and you're not looking like, if you're not dating for marriage, Why are you dating?
So the unfortunate thing is where it seems like a no-brainer to us, to a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, I just want to explore my options, see how I get along with different types of people. Like I've literally seen videos, especially on Instagram Reels, of people talking about how they're not dating for marriage. And that to me just doesn't make sense.
I think you develop a pattern of behavior that says, okay, well, it's just on to the next one after they piss me off one time. You know what I mean? And there's no stake. There's no, I'm not leaving. There's no, I'm with you. Let's get through this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just suck for the other party, but it also sucks for you because you're now developing that routine.
Yep.
When
and
it comes
you're trained
to dating.
that's all you know.
Yeah.
You just think, oh, okay, when times get tough, they walk out. And it's sad because I've been getting a lot of videos where the comment sections are talking about that and how like their partner just walks out when it gets tough.
Yeah.
And it's not, what is a relationship then?
Yeah.
You're there for them. You're a shoulder to cry on, to cry with, and you're also still two individuals that are learning how to become one. So does that sound easy? I don't think so.
No,
not at all.
It's one of the hardest things that we do as a human culture.
Yeah.
Is intimately and emotionally, physically, everything, and tie yourself to somebody. You know what I mean? It's very hard. It's not easy, but that's the thing. Like nothing in life worth having is easy.
Yeah.
And I get like if there's certain boundaries that you cross, like yes, you need to step out and you need to step away and you need to get away because that's a toxic environment. However, there's ways to navigate if you're able to. So that's something that I wish people took more pride in dating.
Yeah.
And I wish they took more pride in themselves and pride in what they had to offer in relationships, and they had higher standards not only for, you know, their spouse or their
but also themselves. Yeah, it's
like,
true.
I wish that is one area where I see modern culture slipping is we just don't have a good idea on how to date.
Yeah, not at all.
Sad.
It's hookup culture. All of that has really just ruined intimacy, and that's something else that
Yes.
I was gonna start getting into a little bit, but maybe next episode. Just down to even what people are comfortable publicly sharing as an Instagram post. It's like there's no more intimacy. Even TikToks, creators ranting about their personal breakup online for the masses to comment on, and they're inviting them in to comment on, have their opinion on it. When it's like, well, what works for you might not work for someone else. So when you're going to a massive platform and sharing all of these intimate things with so many other people, that just ruins intimacy completely. And I feel like our society is so numb to intimacy because of things like that.
Yeah.
Whether it's people posting half naked or people posting every single inside detail about an argument they had with their husband.
Yeah. Certain things are meant to stay within the confines of a relationship. And it's not designed, a relationship's not designed to be everybody's.
Yeah, no.
A relationship is designed to be yours and mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or your partner's and yours. Like there is a lot. I mean, obviously, like I can see the comment section, your whole relationship's online, but it's like, nah, not really.
There's questions about that. We should answer one about that.
Yeah.
I got to try to find it.
100%, because there's so much behind closed doors. Like we're a real couple.
Yeah.
We deal with stuff too. You know what I'm saying? And we have our times where it's, you know, hey, let's talk about this.
That's right.
And we have to have those hard conversations.
Yeah.
But that's cool. But I'm not gonna live stream. All right, guys, it's our first argument. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, get out of here. No, I'm not doing that. Like,
no.
This is her and I's. And as much as I love you guys, and I'm grateful for your support in all this, I need to protect this.
Yeah.
I need to protect this, and I'm not gonna let outside influence or anything come in to what we have.
Yeah.
This is ours.
The cool thing is that we can also talk about it after the fact as a couple, even like on a podcast. We could talk about things that we learned.
Yeah.
Not like, she did this and it made me mad, or he did this and it made me mad.
We should have a disagreements episode. All the things that we
so
disagreed
funny,
on.
Actually, yeah.
That'd be funny.
But this was one, Juju XX92. Do you guys ever have downtime without cameras? What do you like to do together? So much downtime without cameras.
Most of the time,
Yeah.
we're not on camera.
And not including sleeping. Let's take out sleeping.
Yeah, no.
But in a day, maybe an hour or two when we're filming, and it's on and off even. Like,
Yeah.
when the cameras come off, okay, the cameras are off. We can switch back to just, hey, okay, intimate time.
Yeah.
It's easy. We might film a date. We did a really good job since the beginning. A lot of people were commenting, oh, they filmed their first date. This is so whatever.
I remember
No,
those
we
days.
didn't.
Yeah.
We filmed it after. We filmed a debrief.
Yeah.
We had our intimate date where it wasn't that intimate as our first date, but we had our first date where we were talking about things, getting to know each other. And then we said, okay, well, people are really asking about this. Should we just debrief it, I guess? And we love debriefs. We love having deep conversations
Love
and
talking
reflecting
about,
on things. Yeah. Just that's how you learn. That's where you learn. It's like watching film after a game.
Exactly.
We just debrief our date. That's what we filmed. And then that was it. And then I drove you to the airport. We didn't film that. Like people really are just seeing what they're seeing and then basing their entire opinion off of that.
Yeah.
So yes, there's a lot of time without cameras, but sure, we have our fun, entertaining stuff that we also want to just document for ourselves.
Yeah.
We want to have that.
I
We have
no
tons
more.
of videos.
I was about to say I have no more like phone memory on my phone. I need to get the terabyte one when the new
I got
iPhone
that.
comes out.
Yeah. But
Lucky.
also because we have videos that we haven't even posted. That's where it's
Oh,
also
yeah,
funny that we have
tons.
so many videos of us doing things to keep as a memory that we don't post.
We have full blown dates that we're just like, let's keep this. This is cute.
Oh my gosh, the one
like,
in Greenville.
Yeah, the one in Greenville.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That was a crazy one. Yeah.
That was I don't know if it was a first or second. No, we got dinner. That was our first like full on like lunch date or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. But it was a first something. I don't remember what it was.
It was something
First date in Greenville, maybe actually.
Well, no, because that was sassafras.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I love sassafras. Okay. One thing I do just before we move on to the next question, one thing that I do love doing together with no cameras is when we're in a hotel room and we will order sushi or something, and then we just turn on a movie and we're like AC
Sounds
at
a
like
lot like last night.
yeah, honestly, that's what we did last night. It was awesome. AC was down to like 64. We're both under the covers. You spilled soy sauce all over the blanket, but it was okay because it was adorable. And then like we're just eating and we're watching a movie and we're just like
Especially when they have robes.
8 o'clock.
When they have the robes.
Oh, when they have the
robes.
Venetian robes are the best. And the slippers that don't fit me, but you know, that's okay.
No, that's the best. Just the downtime, the super chill time.
I'm trying to find a really good one. Do we want to do last one here, or do you want to do one more after that?
You do one and then I'll.
Okay, so
wait,
two
I
more?
started.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's see what we find. Let's just dig for a little bit because it's funny that a lot of them are very future focused, talking about us moving to each other.
I was about to say that. Oh, here's a good one. G0421 says 3 things you can't live without.
Whoa. Oh. You go first.
Food, water, oxygen. No. My dog.
Oh.
Let's
not think of, but like.
Next question.
Yeah, next question. That's just not a fun one.
Okay. Can I talk about this one right here? Is that a good one?
Oh
for you?
yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
I think that is, yeah.
I want to make sure so I didn't catch you off guard.
No, but I think that's yeah.
Do y'all care about your age difference from sophomore 04? Do y'all care? Y'all, love the y'all by the way.
Yeah.
Do y'all care about your age difference?
I have a lot to say, so you should start.
Sometimes. It's not anything that's like detrimental, but there are certain things where I'm like, and for me, like you're very mature, you're very well spoken, you're very smart, like you're brilliant, and so I'm like, why did you do that? You know what I mean? I have to like have like one of these like head tilt moments, and a lot of times I forget that like you're 21, so like it's definitely something where I'm like, well, hey, instead of doing that, what about this? You're like. Oh,
it's never that quick though. It's like, but why? And then what should I do this? And then da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh.
I was trying to.
I knew you were being nice. No, let me call myself out because
right.
this is a question for me to call myself out on. It's not so much the age difference. It's more my lack of experience and maturity with relationships.
Okay.
That's
a good way to put it, I guess.
You have. And not bad. I don't want this to sound bad. You've had a lot more relationships than I have had, and I've technically had 2 boyfriends before you.
Yeah.
And not to mention not not that many positive relationships with guys in general. So just to put that out there, not to dig too deep, for me to look at something positive with a man, that's not something that's familiar for me. And I'm not saying it's something that's impossible or bad. It's just not something that I'm very comfortable with. So there's a lot of times when you will come to me, and even when we have our disagreements or our tiffs, like I always know that you have my best intentions at heart. And that type of security I have never felt from anyone in my life. So that's something that I'm really grateful for, because no matter how much, same way, when two different people, two different perspectives, I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, well, no, there has to be a reason that you're telling me this, because you care about me. I know that you care about me. That's not something that I will ever question. And it's something we talk about all the time, is like, it's just there. And so for me, we were talking about it. You look at an average 21-year-old in college, messing around, no really maybe life path yet, just trying to figure things out. You're young. Who cares? It doesn't matter what you're doing. But I felt like I grew up very quickly in my career side of my life, that the business aspect of things, the work, I became very career focused at a very young age. And sure, I'm mature when it comes to different ways of thinking in my career, but then that's where this was really a lot, was, okay, now this is career and relationship. I'm super confident in my career and the things I've learned and what I'm doing, and I've been going, and I've been loving it, and I've been enjoying it. And sure, I've made mistakes, but I'm just constantly just moving, and I'm okay. I'm shifting, I'm pivoting. Relationships,
a lot more delicate, and matters a lot more, because in business, you could make a slip up and then on to the next. But that's not how you can look at a relationship. You can't make a slip up and then on to the next. That's not how it works. So I feel like that's been something of just like dividing that thinking for me of, okay, yeah, sure, I'm mature, and everyone's like, oh, you're well-spoken and da-da-da, and I really appreciate that. But in relationships, I'm not. I don't have that experience. So it's a constant learning experience, and it's I love it. It's exciting. We talked about very early on, relationships are work, love is a choice, all of those things of, yeah, you don't have to do that, but I want to be doing that. And as challenging as adapting new beliefs or understanding new things can be, I love a challenge. And I've said, you challenge me in a great way, in the best way. Well, that's the thing is, in relationships, you and I, like I tell this to everybody, when you and I are working together, like when it comes to whatever it is that we're doing, I will put you and I versus any two other people in the world.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. Name anybody. Anybody. Shaq and Elon Musk. Random people I just thought of. Still take us.
Yeah.
Really. So I know how well we work together, and it excites me to think about a relationship that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I've always wanted, is somebody who's like partner. You know what I mean? So it takes time though. I mean, it hasn't been that long.
No,
so,
not at all.
Like,
and we've been doing a great job
terrific,
so far.
Yeah.
We have had, I also love looking at other different just couples in spotlights that talk about this stuff. You are almost forced to have really serious conversations really early on, because especially with us getting together, we're in the public eye now. It's like, and not in a bad way. It's like, okay, hey, do we actually work together? Like, is this actually what we want long term?
Right.
Let's sit down and talk about this.
Yeah.
Do you actually see me as a long term partner?
Because you and I both value our peace more than we value virality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And if you and I are going to sacrifice our peace to get a bunch of views, that's not something either of us want.
We've had days when we're off and we're like, F that video. Let's just chill today. It's fine. No pressure. Let's just have our peace.
Let's have our peace.
And hang out. And you know what? If the audience wants to get upset with us for not posting for 2 days, okay.
Sorry, this is my girl. I'm taking care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, we're protecting this. I'm very protective.
Yeah, I think I was even, we were trying to film this earlier and I was not okay. And there was something going on. We canceled it because we were like, let's not go film a podcast.
Yeah,
like, I had something going on.
Yeah, that was a different studio.
Yeah, this was a while ago, but it was just, you have to put the relationship first. And I had been putting my career first for so long. That's where I was like, I'm done dating. I can't. And now it's like, no, I actually want to put the relationship first,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm with you. That's, I know that you haven't had the best relationship experiences, and we've all had bad experiences, but I know, like, I can't write off. Men shouldn't write off girls. Girls shouldn't write off guys, because like I have 4 little brothers. They're wonderful, wholesome, big-hearted young men.
Yeah.
And I know that they are going to make any woman the luckiest woman alive. You know what I mean? So for me, I see a lot, like you're not really, you don't have brothers.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you got a sister.
Yeah.
Love Julia. But having brothers, you get a little bit of a different mindset into like, because everyone always villainizes dudes. It's just like, oh, he's toxic, da da da. Or it's just like, no, like some dudes out there are really nice, and like, and it's hard for a girl, especially one who's had very negative relationships, personal experiences with men. It's hard to trust and to open your life up to another dude, because it's PTSD.
Well, also, not to be super rude to South Florida, but South Florida is not the best place.
Not the best for guys or girls.
For dating, let's say. For relationships. Let's just say that. And that's talking to my mom about that after we got together and being like, Mom, what the heck? I didn't know this existed. She's like, yeah, because I raised you in Boca Raton. And I'm like, thanks. Because I'm like, I have this like diamond in my hands and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen one this big before. Like, I'm scared I'm gonna drop it, because what the heck, there's no way this is real, right? Like, this is like,
that's cubic zirconium.
What? Yeah, no, like it's like a bar of gold. I'm like, it's gotta be fool's gold.
Yeah.
So that's where it's been scary for me, because I'm like, okay, whoa, I haven't seen this before. So, but it's like saying I would never move to Europe because I haven't seen it before, but it's like we went to London and I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, that could be so cool maybe one day for a little bit or whatever. It's just like, if you don't turn your head to it and actually indulge and experience it and give your all.
Yeah.
I actually have a page of a book about giving your all as my lock screen sometimes. And it's because it would really put me back into,
That I've seen it.
Yeah. It would really put me back into that. No, dive in.
Yeah.
That's another good tip for the asking someone out. Just dive in.
Don't do
Give
anything
your all.
half-assed. Yeah. Nothing. Don't do anything.
Because that's how you have regrets. And you can have regrets about how you gave your all, for sure. But if you gave your all, you can look back and say, well, I tried my best at the time.
Leave it all on the court. Coach Basarczyk was right.
Should we do one more? We have like a little bit.
Yeah. Well, let's do a quick question. We'll wrap it up, and then we'll be good to go.
Let's see.
And that'll complete number 2.
No.
If you ask, what's crazy, because I'm about to bring something up, and if you bring this up, it's going to be sick.
Okay.
Go ahead, ask your question.
Wait, well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do.
No, do it.
Should we do lighthearted or?
I think there was one that I saw that was really good.
Oh, wait, I want to hear it. Well, the one that I said to was, what is your favorite date you've been on and why?
Okay, let's do that one.
What would you say? What were you going to say?
No. Let's do that one first, and then I'll close it out with mine.
Okay.
It's a good ender.
Favorite date we've been on and why?
I have mine. It's not really a date, but it's like my favorite moment between us.
Okay.
We were at the Venetian.
Okay.
And they got us this like bottle of champagne and like this little dessert thing, and like I've talked about it before, but it was night. It was probably like 9:00. We both were so tired because we were still on East Coast time. And we were in our robes, and we pulled up 2 chairs, and there was a huge glass window, like floor to ceiling glass window. And we just we parked our chairs right there. We parked the Prosecco right there, and you and I were just having these little cookies, and we were just drinking Prosecco, and we were just talking. We were just like
looking out the window.
What is life right now?
Yeah.
And that was just like, we both were so outside of our comfort zone, but so comfortable with each other. Yeah. And just like, we were just drinking our little Prosecco and just looking out. And it just, that to me, everything, it was like tunnel vision, but in like the best way. It was just, time stopped.
Yeah.
That by far my favorite.
Yeah.
By far.
Okay. I love that one. Since that one's kind of an intimate one, I'm going to go into a more out there one. Justin Timberlake concert. That we made a mass setting feel intimate. We stood in the back. We danced and sang to each other the whole night. I didn't feel like anybody was there. This was when we were really in the beginning. That was like our first official date, first official thing doing together as a couple, I think.
Yeah.
Official event as a couple.
Yeah.
And Justin Timberlake's manager was like taking care of us. He was so nice. The dancer, Madison, said hello. She was super sweet. And that also gave us a look into the scale of everything, because as the concert ended, so many people were saying what's up to us, getting pictures with us.
We were the last people out of Madison Square Garden because we had a line of people that wanted to take pictures with us.
Yeah, it sounds crazy to say that out loud. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So, and it was just the people from the floor.
Yeah.
There was the rest of Madison Square Garden. We had people up there recording us, calling to us, and we were like, what is going on right now? But looking back at those videos, didn't feel like it was Madison Square Garden filled. I literally, just felt like it was you and me.
Yeah.
And that was it. And it was so much fun. And it was just such a great night. The concert was great. The production was great. That gave us our song Mirrors. Like, I love that video. It was so much fun.
Yeah. That was a good night.
Yeah.
That was all around great night.
Yeah.
Last question that I did see. What are we naming our podcast? That will be discussed soon.
Yeah, we've kind
We
of
will
talked
have
about
a
it.
title by episode 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I thought we talked about that. I thought we talked about it literally in the car.
Oh, yeah, we did.
You know, we definitely talked about it.
Short-term memory loss.
Okay, Dory. Nah, look, by episode 3, we'll have it, because we have like 3 that we really love,
Okay, true. Yes.
and we're gonna let you guys know.
We'll figure it out.
It's gonna be awesome,
Yeah,
and we're gonna start getting guests on.
we should. Ooh.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna take this thing, and it's gonna be subscribe while you can, because it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be a good time. Any closing remarks on your end? This is really great, and I'm really proud of us. We went deep. We had really deep talks.
Yeah, and we had no plans coming into this.
Nothing.
Really. That's why we threw up the story post.
Yeah, we're like, so what did we talk about? Yeah.
So I think it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the road for a bit for the next week.
Year.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But we have plans for the next week and a half. Maybe we'll do one next week.
Yes, I would like to get this going once a week.
Okay.
So once a week, and honestly, I think this one was way better than the first one. I think the next one's going to be way better than this one. I think the following one's going to be better. I think it's going to keep going up and up and up, and I'm excited. I love podcasts.
I'm learning to love podcasts, so
I just got to get you the right ones.
I know.
I know this one. It's called Gabby and Tyler's Unnamed Podcast. You should really check it out. It's really cool.